We've gathered 30 Stoic life lessons meant to make you a better person if you decide to follow them. So, take a notebook and write down insights and share in the comments below tips that resonated with you the most. We highly recommend you to come back to this video from time to time, because after a couple of rewatches, you will actually be able to find something new for yourself, something you may find to be useful in different stages of life. And before we start, we would be grateful if you would give us a subscribe and smash the like button so that more people could see this video in their recommendations. Focus on what you can control. One of the most important Stoic rules focuses on basic understanding of very few things being within our reach. Marcus Aurelius notes that in fact we have control only over our mind. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Don't worry about those aspects you can't manage. Don't burden yourself with unnecessary thoughts and feelings. Instead, focus on what you can control or fix. We must focus on what's within our power, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Just as we focus on external events beyond our control, we waste our time and energy. According to Epictetus, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Control your reaction to things. The following principle follows from the previous one. Epictetus wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." There are different situations in life, not always the ones with a good outcome. As I said before, we need to distinguish those things we can control from those we cannot. Remember, our reaction to everyday happenings is completely under our control. When we begin to deny or oppose something that has already happened, we undergo needless suffering. No matter how much we analyze the situation at its core, as well as turn to regretting or complaining, we cannot change what's been said or done. The only thing we can do is accept life, react to the matter with more calmness, and move on. Keep your emotions and reactions in check. This is the way to inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Value time more than money. Time is our most valuable resource. It cannot be returned. You can always find a way to recover lost funds, but you can never regain lost time. Seneca noted, "People are frugal, guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy." A person who thoughtlessly spends all his money and then complains about financial problems could serve as a perfect example. At some point, we tend to do the same. Make an informed choice where to spend your precious minutes. Ask yourself if this or that action will benefit you, since everything we do on a daily basis is solely based on our choices. As bitter or promising as it may sound, but only we are responsible for our time. Don't complain. A true Stoic does not complain or dwell on adversity, but instead uses it as an opportunity. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself." Stoics believed that complaints led to no good thing. This is totally destructive behavior for our peace of mind. In the realm of Stoicism, complaints are rather perceived as a negative way of expressing emotions. Complaining is easier than anything, but it brings no effectiveness and seems utterly useless in practice. Complaining won't fix the circumstances you may find yourself in. Therefore, there's no use in wasting your energy and emotions on it. Stoics strive to live a calm and mindful life, understanding that complaints will do nothing but disturb the inner balance. Obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Consider any obstacle you encounter in life as a new path. Any development or achievement is blended with obstacles. Think of it as the law of life. You have to deal with something in order to take the cake. Basically, obstacles should become challenges, a way of developing and testing yourself. With a mindset like this, we reduce the burden of future events, look at potential obstacles as useful experiences and lessons. As a result, we draw conclusions, adjust our actions, and move on strong. Don't forget that any obstacle makes you a much stronger person. Accept changes. Change is a law of nature beyond our control. It is no evil for things to undergo change, and no good for things to subsist in consequence of change, assures Marcus Aurelius. Trying to hold back changes is a mistake. It's unnatural. Changes are necessary for existence, thus trying to prevent them means trying to stop your own existence. They are built to cope with them. Do your best on your part, but let changes come through you. Eliminate value judgments. Marcus Aurelius said, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. Give up your evaluative judgments. They only add stress to the mix. In today's scheme of things, when there is so much information around us, we're faced with the largest number of events and stories in the history of mankind. We tend to have our own opinion, our own experience, and our own evaluative judgment on every aspect of the present day. Unfortunately, these judgments are often based on aspects beyond our control. Remember the words of Epictetus: "It's not things that upset us, but our opinions about things." Is it important? Modern life provides us with many conveniences in all of its areas. Want to watch something interesting? There are loads of content on YouTube and Netflix. Looking for a new hobby, clothes, friends, etc.? Everything is there to find. We have so many options to choose from, we often go for things that bring no actual value to our life experience. Most of what we do has no effect on our lives, though we could be better and happier if we only would have focused on important stuff, on what we really need. One of Marcus Aurelius' best pieces of advice is to apply to our lives to avoid unnecessary stress and uncertainty is to talk to ourselves. Each moment ask yourself, is this necessary? Be strict with yourself and tolerant of others. The Stoics had strict standards. We should have our own opinion about what is right and wrong, have our own values and virtues, but we should not demand the same from others. You see, the views and actions of other people are beyond our control. We must accept people seeing things differently and allow them to live their lives as they wish, as long as those views don't harm others or violate your boundaries. The next time you want to judge someone or someone just disappoints you here and there, don't just jump straight to conclusions. Stop and try to find reasons why they act the way they act. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Treat success and failure equally. Success or failure doesn't define you as a person. You have to be yourself no matter how things are going for you. Attitudes toward success and failure are an important part of our perception toward life, while Stoicism teaches us to accept both sides with equal importance and serenity. Success is often accompanied by joy, pride, and gratitude. Those remind us of the way we value our efforts and accomplishments. However, we must remain humble and remember that life is unpredictable and success can turn into failure at any given moment. Failures, on the other hand, could cause frustration, sadness, and stress. Still, you have to look at them as opportunities for growth and learning. It's important to accept that success and failure are integral parts of life. A calm reaction to each of them can impact our well-being and psychological states. This helps to maintain psychological balance and maintain resilience. To accept it without arrogance, to let it go with indifference. Marcus Aurelius. Amor fati. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them, but instead want them to happen and your life will go well. Epictetus. No matter how tough things might get, treat every moment of life as something valuable, something to be embraced and not avoided. Don't just accept the way things are. Love it. Everything is going wrong at times, and this is a fact of life. As Seneca stated, fortune behaves as she pleases. With that said, give some credit to your destiny. Life throws something at you, and it's up to you to decide whether to bury your head in the sand and pretend nothing is happening, or boldly look in the eyes of challenges and go, okay, I will find a solution. It's your choice. So the next time something bad happens, say, all right, and then find a solution to turn it into a positive and come out on top. Do good to feel good. Seneca said that every person we cross paths with gives us an opportunity to show kindness. Therefore, they also give us the opportunity to find happiness. If you want to find light in this dark world of uncertainties, then try to do as many good deeds as you possibly can. Help other people. Try to be useful. Think less of your problems and help solve the problems of others. You'll be amazed at how much happiness this will bring you and the people you helped out. When helping others and doing good things, we begin to feel deep satisfaction and joy, not to mention inner peace and harmony. It can also help you create a positive environment. When we treat people well and give them a helping hand in difficult times, it will definitely come back in hard times of yours. A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting carefree happiness. Seneca. Don't get upset in advance. It might rain tomorrow, but that doesn't mean you have to get wet beforehand. You can enjoy a sunny day today. Don't forget that the future is beyond our reach. It's not defined, and we must realize this, and we don't need to suffer, especially in advance. We often spend lots of time and energy getting worried about events that haven't happened yet and may never happen in the first place. You have to live in the moment. This doesn't mean that we should be indifferent to the future, but instead respond to challenges as they arise, rather than predicting negative scenarios ahead of time. This kind of approach helps to maintain emotional balance and focus on opportunities and joyful moments life provides us every single day. Let go of the past. Our past can carry both positive and negative experiences, but it's important to draw conclusions, learn from this experience, and not to remain forever trapped in memories or regrets. Remembering the past can be useful at times, but it shouldn't define our lives in the present moment. Letting go of the past helps us to release the internal burden of accusations and resentments in which we could hinder our personal growth and happiness with. By letting go of the past, we open the door to new opportunities and beginnings. It's easy to take a trip down memory lane, make sense of what happened, blame someone or something, indulge in nostalgia, think about what could have been said or done, but we cannot change what has already happened. We can control our reaction to it and take care of the future. We must be connected to the present and live here and now, regardless of what happened before. All we can do is move forward. Thus, let go of the past, save valuable experience, and keep eyes open on the present moment and the future, where new opportunities and achievements surely await you. Don't hesitate to ask for help. Don't be ashamed of needing help. You have a duty to fulfill just like a soldier on the wall of battle. So what if you are injured and can't climb up without another soldier's help? Marcus Aurelius. We don't always have to control the circumstances in life. Our ability to succeed and overcome challenges is quite limited and depends on many factors beyond our control. Therefore, accepting the fact that sometimes we need the help of others and their support is an important component of the Stoic flora of life. Asking for help is not about having a weakness, but about a reasonable approach to solving problems. Try to let go of pride and accept the fact that we can find support in others. This not only contributes to our personal development, but also strengthens the sense of community and solidarity, which are important for Stoicism as a whole. An approach like this may help us become stronger and wiser. Talk to people who will make you better. Our environment shapes our personality. Communication with wise, benevolent, and successful people could serve as a source of important learning and improvement. Your communication circle can determine your values, attitude to life, and world perception. Ancient philosophers also adhered to the importance of entourage. In his speech, Epictetus said, "Above all, keep a close watch on this, that you are never so tied to your former acquaintances and friends that you are pulled down to their level. If you don't, you'll be ruined. You must choose whether to be loved by these friends and remain the same person, or to become a better person at the cost of those friends. If you try to have it both ways, you will never make progress nor keep what you once had. So, choose the people you hang out with thoroughly and look for those who will make you a better person. Listen more than you talk. Better to trip with the feet than the tongue. Zeno. Listen more than you talk is an ancient wisdom. It emphasizes the importance of attentive and active listening as a means of effective communication, meant for building strong relationships and achieving personal growth. As soon as we truly listen to others, we begin to better understand their thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. This understanding allows us to give more thoughtful and empathetic responses, spurring more meaningful and productive conversations. In terms of personal relationships, listening could deepen connections and create a sense of trust. Listening is also important for personal growth. By listening to different points of view and learning from others, we expand our knowledge and gain new perspectives. It helps us become more open-minded as we mull over different perspectives and experiences. Zeno told that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth because this is the ratio between listening and speaking we should observe in life. Humility. Stoics were modest people. Their modesty was manifested in all their life aspects: conversations, clothes, food. Stoicism champions inner harmony, wisdom, and moral development above all. Humility in Stoicism stands as a basis for achieving the said virtues. It helps people manage their desires and actions, taking into account the notion of moral values and overcoming excessive longing for external praise and material possessions. Stoics believe that acting according to moral values brings more benefit than to seek approval or recognition from others. Humility leads to inner independence. Besides, it helps to completely abandon pride and any signs of arrogance. People who show humility are able to learn and progress more. Own your morning. Morning is the time meant to determine how your day will go. In his reflections, Marcus Aurelius writes, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work. As a human being, I'm going to do what I was born for.' Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm?" As the ruler of the empire, Marcus Aurelius certainly had more opportunities to snuggle up in bed and waste precious lifespan than we do. But he teaches to take action because he understands the value of time. Mornings help lay the foundation for achieving your goals and overcoming any challenges you may face throughout the day. You can take some Stoics habits that will make the morning successful. Here they are. Firstly, it's important to define your goals and tasks for the day. Then you should consider your morning as an opportunity for self-improvement. Morning time can be used to master one's discipline, concentration, and self-control. Taking a cold shower, meditating, or exercising could help prepare your body and mind for the challenges the day has prepared. By the way, if you want to learn more about Stoics' morning rituals, we would highly recommend that you check out this video. Communication. People are social beings. Although Stoicism is a philosophy that makes strong emphasis on independence and inner life, it's important to not see this as an excuse for isolation or loneliness. We all need community, friends, connections to build, regardless of your introvert or extrovert nature. Communication with others is a fundamental aspect of our lives. This particular aspect helps us express our thoughts, feelings, and ideas, and to listen to and take lessons from others. Many important factors in our lives, from work to personal relationships, depend on our ability to communicate. Just as it would not be afoot, don't you realize that in isolation you would not be a human being? Because what is a human being? Part of a community. Epictetus. Don't compare yourself with others. We often suffer when comparing ourselves to others, with the neighbor's car being better, the house being bigger, and their dog being more obedient. Our expectations and desires deprive us of the joys of life. Comparing ourselves to others equals to focusing on things we cannot control. No matter how successful you are, there will always be someone better than you. It's a vicious circle. Each person is unique and has his own path. Comparing yourself to others means ignoring your own uniqueness and individuality. Comparison with others could lead to a loss of orientation on one's own path and one's own goals. Focus only on your actions and your results, because you can control and change them. Ask yourself, how can I improve myself? Am I doing better than I was yesterday? Gratitude. Epicurus once said, "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you do not have. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for." And this makes a fantastic reminder we should always adhere to. Our expectations and changing desires deprive us of the true joys of life. Ask yourself, did you dream of a child of what you have now? Don't devalue your accomplishments here and now. In the pursuit of the best, we forget to focus on what we have already achieved, not properly appreciating what we have behind our belt. Appreciate your life. Appreciate what you have, your loved ones and relatives. Be grateful for another day you have on Earth. Focusing on gratitude to the outside world will help you think more positively, as well as give you enough strength and confidence to face life's challenges. Reflection. Seneca once wrote, "I make use of this opportunity, daily pleading my case at my own court. When the light has been taken away and my wife has fallen silent, aware as she is of my habit, I examine my entire day, going through what I have done and said. I conceal nothing from myself. I pass nothing by. I have nothing to fear from my mistakes when I can say, 'See that you do not do this anymore. For the moment, I excuse you.'" Analyze your day on a regular basis, preferably in a notebook or phone notes. Thus, you can go back and track your progress and adjust your actions. Be honest. Don't lie to yourself. Write down everything that's been bothering you, what you managed to do, what you didn't, what you felt while doing it. Reflection helps us to develop. If we track our thoughts, actions, and emotions, it will help us to live a more conscious life. This might pave you to the proper way to self-discovery and development. Accept what's going on. Most of the time, our suffering lies within our psychological resistance to what is happening. We suffer when we don't agree with reality, especially when it doesn't correspond to our idea of the world's perception. We cannot change what happens to us in life. Therefore, the wisest thing to do is to accept the matter and not to tackle every minute detail that happens to us. The universe is extremely complex and diverse. We can never know whether what is happening to us at any given moment is good or bad, since we never know the consequences that await us ahead. Therefore, it makes sense to perceive everything as if it was brought for our benefit. Marcus Aurelius had an interesting approach to accepting reality and living in harmony. He compared things that happen to us with doctors' prescriptions. Take the events in your life the same way you take the prescribed medicine. Face it, they are what they are because, like medicine, they help us to live. Master your habits. You are a product of your habits. Stoics were strong supporters of building habits. Aristotle once said, "Quality is not an act, it's a habit." Hard to disagree with that, isn't it? Epictetus said that habit is like lighting a fire. Whatever the habit may be, it begins to find strength with every step, from the first day, with every corresponding action strengthening the fire. Constantly develop good habits and eradicate negative ones. Your habits should be aimed at achieving moral and spiritual goals, not at satisfying temporary desires. You could go on and incorporate various Stoic rituals and practices into your life, such as morning meditation, journaling, or reviewing your actions, which can help to instill your good habits. Physical activity. Socrates assured, "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It's a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." Exercises improve the functions of the heart, lungs, and other body systems, reducing the risk of developing various diseases, especially nowadays when the majority leads a mostly sedentary lifestyle. Physical activity not only improves our body, but also leaves a profound impact on our emotional and mental state. Thanks to physical activities, we develop discipline, increase our energy levels, and improve our psychological state. Silence is the key. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and spend some time in his own company. Seneca. Our today's lives are so busy, the idea of silence can seem like something people would talk about but never experience for long. Silence itself is not just the absence of actions or sounds, it's a deep state of calmness and a sense of balance. Is silence a good way to get to know yourself, be alone, and just observe your thoughts? Silence is indeed a quiet moment of inspiration paying you a visit. It's the ability to step back and reflect. This is what makes room for gratitude and happiness. Therefore, silence is one of the most powerful forces on Earth. Memento Mori. We are all mortal, states one of the main pillars of Stoicism. The finitude and fragility of our lives is among those sources that give Stoics the strength to live and create, because we can make changes only while we are alive. Stoics are always ready for self-improvement. But no, this doesn't mean seeking only work in life, leaving no time for rest. On the contrary, by harmoniously dividing lifetime between work and satisfaction from its results, the Stoic strives to fill it with as much sense and meaning as possible. It's not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much. The life we receive is not short, but we make it so. We are not ill-provided, but use what we have wastefully. Seneca. Treat your mind like your body. Seneca once told, "If a person gave away your body to some passerby, you'd be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who comes along, so they can abuse you, leaving it disturbed and troubled. Have you no shame in that?" Other people don't use your body for you. Still, we often let others use our minds. We allow ourselves to be upset by other people's thoughts, or perceive their thoughts as correct and make them our thoughts later on. Develop your mind as well as your body. It's the most important part of our being. A developed mind allows us to rationally solve problems, manage our emotions, and improve our morality. Practice self-control and analysis of one's own thoughts. Don't let others pollute your mind. Your happiness equals your responsibility. We often tend to block all paths to growth and our happiness and peace on our own by making one simple mistake. We blame others and shift our responsibility onto them. We blame circumstances or other people for our current state, our mood, even our actions. We reject and remove responsibility from ourselves, transferring it to either others or external circumstances. Blaming is a quick way to feel better in the moment and place the blame on someone or something else, but it only hurts us in the long run. In any life situation, you have to take responsibility for yourself. There are always things we could do, decisions we could make, beliefs we could change, etc. Our emotional and psychological well-being depends on our own internal reactions to life happenings, not external circumstances. Our life, our mood, and our happiness are only our responsibility, no one else's. As Epictetus said, if you want something good, get it from yourself. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I'm sure that if you integrate at least one of those rules, your life will definitely begin to change for the better. We'd also be very grateful if you'd subscribed and checked out our other videos on the channel.